Deadlock, Deadlock, Deadlock. AKA Drift's black leather phase from 9th grade. Likes Fall Out Boy, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. In all seriousness, I'm pretty upset that the only official figure of Deadlock is an eHobby exclusive. Then again, I'm also irritated that we didn't get a new Drift in the War for Cybertron trilogy. Here's hoping Legacy fixes this. I'm already loving what I'm seeing. This might be the first time in history where I buy every figure in a wave. This custom has a bit of an interesting history. I was going to use a Generations Blur to make Deadlock, the only issue with that being the head. Since my 3D modeling skills at the time were non-existent, I would have had to commission a 3D artist to model one for printing. That was until I managed to snag a United Drift, which replaced the Hasbro release in my collection. This meant that my Hasbro Drift was, in the words of Simon Furman, surplus to requirements. Thus I disassembled the figure, sanded him down and washed him, then gave him a coat of Tamiya Light Grey Primer. I learned long ago the consequences of using brands like Rust-Oleum and Krylon for scale models. They're too thick for projects with incredibly fine details like this. They're good for painting props though. I realized after the fact that I still wanted most of the head to be white, so I painted it using a white Gundam marker. Took several coats to get it right, but it came out much better than the other times I've used enamel paints. The eyes are also a Gundam marker, metallic red. The rest of the body received a few coats of Tamiya semi-gloss black acrylic, which was airbrushed on. The only exceptions were the shoulder blades, thighs, and upper arms, the latter of which had to be masked with tape since they couldn't be removed easily. Once I was done painting the black, I used a brush to apply Tamiya purple acrylic to these parts. This was more inspired by the aforementioned Legends figure than the Drift miniseries. The illustrations in the comics used gray for these parts. Gold and red details were also brush painted using Vallejo acrylics, including the wheels, and the silver for the windows. Finally, some repro labels for the Decepticon insignias, some top coat, and done. Or so I thought. As I was reassembling his right leg, I noticed that the knee joint was very tight. I attempted to coerce it back out, but the peg snapped on me. This left me distraught for several days. I ended up having to cannibalize the Generations Blur for not only his leg, but also his door skirts. Evidently, they had different tooling for storing the guns and the swords, and I had not realized this. Real shame too. I had hoped to eventually print a Drift head and make this into a shattered glass version, but alas. Maybe one day I'll be able to print replacement parts. Heck, this might be an opportunity to make Shadow Striker. I mean, there's no way an official deluxe of her is coming out anytime soon, despite the fact that she was one of Cyberverse's main characters. Thanks for watching this episode of Custom Showcase. Check out the previous entries in the series using the playlist. To see future episodes featuring custom Transformers, Gunpla, and model railroad engines, subscribe and enable notifications. It's completely free to do, and you can cancel at any time. My name's Keeper of Toast, and I will see y'all next time.